Well, here we are. It's been a while. For you, it hasn't. But for me, it hasn't. It's been a week since I made a video. I've been busy. We had a great weekend. The July long weekend was fantastic. And I took an extra day off because Monday was a work day and Tuesday was a holiday, so I took Monday off. And yeah, we had a great time. So we're easing right into the summer. And yeah, so today's Wednesday. And I'm back in the living room, and I have here my latest lot. And if you know me, you know that this lot is making me extremely happy. So I cannot at all complain about this lot. Now, I will say this lot came from a friend, and I owe him some money for it. He brought it to the meeting, and I thought I'd be interested. I said, absolutely, and he said, throw me whatever you want. So I am trying to figure out a price for all this. I went on Bricklink, and the prices are varying as always. I'm probably just going to the average price per wing plate and give them a nice round number. But in the interim, after washing, because all pieces, no matter where they come from, get washed. It was really an interesting thing, because I know that many of us Lego fans, especially us old-timey Lego fans, have been around the fandom for quite some time, have our way of naming convention, our way of naming things. And that might not necessarily translate to the next generation or generation after, and it doesn't necessarily transfer to Bricklink and or what other online sources are to get and source bricks and stuff. So I've always called these wing plates from the beginning of time. They're wing plates. They're plates. They're one plate thick, and they are wings. So I've always called them wing plates. Even before pre-internet, I always called them wing plates. I don't even think they're called modified plates on Bricklink. I think they're not even in the plate category. I can't remember. I should look it up sometime, because I never needed any, so I never went on Bricklink to find them. So I have to go on Bricklink now to find them and to get a price for all this. So he wants a relatively newer collection. So he had all these old bits, and he didn't know what they were called. And he started describing them. He said, like, basically a 4x8 plate with a notch in one corner and a slant on one side, and then going, oh, that sounds like a wing plate. And then he drew it out, and I said, yes, that is a wing plate. So for me, it's always been called a wing plate. And this is honestly one of the things that I've always had a tough time with when the internet came along, and there was some websites out there that were coming up with naming conventions for Lego parts and pieces. And it's the same thing when I have a 2/3 brick that's not a brick. Bricks are not bricks until they're 3 plates thick, 3 plates and above, and then it's a brick. So something that is 2 plates tall in the brick category, he tasks me, and I shall have him. It doesn't, I don't lose any sleep over it, but it's not a brick. It's more than a plate. It's 2 plates, but it's not a brick yet. A brick is 3 plates tall. And so when I come, especially the L bracket, like the rocket holder from the original SpaceX, the 2x2 L bracket, I think they call it a bracket. It's a 2x2 plate. It's a modified 2x2 plate with something hanging off of it, 2x2 vertical. So it is a plate, because it's got the thickness of a plate. And then those other parts and pieces came along after, the 1x2 plate with the vertical 1x4 with studs on the outside. I mean, I think that's a modified plate. I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't looked it up recently. But if it's plate thickness, it's a plate. And if it's not just like a 2x2, 2x4, or 4x8, 6x16, unmodified plate, so those are just plates. There's plates and there's modified plates. To me, it's a no-brainer. There's plates, and there's plates with like non-platey stuff on it. like this thing is a modified plate. If you really want to get technical, it's a plate. It's a 4x4 plate that's missing parts of it. I mean, if you're going to call the 2x2L plate, which to me in the olden days would be a 1x2 with a stud on the side, because I don't like to include voids as a proper as the part of the name. But I'm getting used to it now, because again, if I was going to go my old school, this is 3 studs by 4 studs, but of course this is piece over here, so I would say this is a 4x4 wing plate. Right, that's what I would say this is, even though there's no stud here. So I'm getting past the, you know, so I'm more likely, I'm appreciating that the actual dimensions of the brick, the outer end plates, the outside dimensions. This is 4 studs across and 4 studs high, and it's missing this one, and it's missing that piece. So it's a 4x4 wing plate. To me, that's pretty obvious what this is. Now, there is, I don't have it with me, but it's a truncated version of the thing. The 4x4 wing plate that has the delta, that both sides are slanted, and it's got that little notch out in the middle on the bottom, and it's got a flat top, so 2 studs, you know, and they used it in Blacktron too with the tails and stuff. That would also be a 4x4 modified plate, wing plate, but we can quibble on that. This is a wing plate. It's an actual wing. And it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it goes out to 7. So this is a 7 by 1, probably 14, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. A 7 by 12 wing plate. That's what that would be, right? And of course this is the same one. And this is an 8 by 8 wing plate. That's a fancy color, by the way. It's not red. It's that burnt orange thing. So I am not going to make a space. Ooh, balloon. I don't think I have any of these, but I could. I wouldn't know, because I never built in that color. So that's how I name things. These are wing plates. And I mentioned this about my 1x3 grade doors that, you know, the 918 and the 928 had them. The 1x3 grade doors from back in the day. How, for whatever reason of collecting over the years, again, even pre-internet, that I had, after I reconstituted everything, I had something like 5, or I ran out of left-hand doors, and I had 20 right-hand doors. So I said, how in anything sensible did, during my collecting of everything, that I have 20 less left-handed doors than right-handed doors? Because you would think when you buy a set, they always came with mirrored doors, and an even number of doors. So every time you got a 918, you got 2 doors, 1 left, 1 right. And every time you got a 928 Galaxy Explorer, you got 1 left, 1 right. So how did I get 20 extra right doors? And when I ran out, when I was reconstituting my Galaxy Explorers, so I had to put a bricklink order for 20 left opening doors. Now I have basically identical number of doors, spare doors over there, which makes me happy. Don't get me wrong. Not that I lose any sleep over the fact that I was running out of doors, but I couldn't reconstitute any more sets because, or those sets, because I was out of one side of the doors. And then that hit me when I pulled this lot out and I sorted it after washing it. I got 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 30 of these wings, 37 of these wing plates. I got 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 12 less left-hand wings as opposed to right-hand wings in this lot. Now again, I'm not faulting my friend. He just gets them probably the same way I got them with used lots. But there are 12 less of one side than the other side. And I'm going, how does that, 12? How does that happen? That's like 25% or 33%. I mean, there's 30 and there's 12 missing. So I was like, so that's a huge number of lopsided wings. Like the dark gray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, even. White is even. Black, I only have 1. That's not going to be a problem. Yellow is even, and of course this color 1. The 4x4s fared a little better. So there are 24 right hand and 21 left hand. So there's 3 missing. Here's the thing. I don't really care. I have them. That's the important part. And if I go over here, and I pull out my yawn bin of wing plates. These are 4x4 and 4x8 wing plates. I started adding stuff. I used them all up, so I got these things in here for I don't know what reason. I even got these guys in here, and these are all threes. So those are all threes as well, no fours. The notch are all threes. So I got that many wing plates. Now I don't know how many I have in here, and I'm not going to pull them out to see if now they match. Where is this coming from? And again, my water's upstairs. I haven't coughed all day. That's what I started doing because I was looking for good ones, and those aren't good ones. So all these gray ones are going to go into here now. So let's just do that. This is fantastic. So I replenished my stock of wing plates, and these things go in here. Might have them here first. I use my last 4x4 notch. So this is a 3x4 notch because it goes up 3 studs and it's 4 studs across. And there's a one that has 4 stud notch. I'll even put this in here, whatever. Put all these 4x4s in here. Replenished. Yay! So that makes me happy. So again, that alone is worth the lot, and I will have to come up with a judiciously awesome price to pay him because that makes me happy. Am I going to reconstitute any stats in the near future? Well, let's go and see. I do not think I have any. No, I think that's the only one I have in here. I think the rest are these guys. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those guys and one of the 926. So 6, 9, 7, 1, the beta 1. I got 6, and I got 1 for the 926. Hey, okay, bless you. But we'll see what happens there. So I got these, which is good. I got those, which is from. I also got these still, by the way. Nobody ordered them, so I still have them. But I'm not making any more. So if you missed it, you missed it. I got a bunch of these. Let's see how many of these I have. There's 2 big ones, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6, 7, 8, wait more. Nope. 8 of these. So I got 8 large ones. Now, most of them are pretty beat up. That's not bad, but it's faded. You don't see the bottom of it. That one's scratched to heck. I think it's one of my originals. That one you can sort of see the bottom of the logo. That one's pretty much faded. Faded, really faded, and not too shabby. So 8 of those, 4 of these, which only came in a 6890. Yeah, 6890, not 6980. 6890. One of my favorite sets of all times. I can go over there. I can go in there. Let's see what these are. I am land. That goes there. Actually, I'm surprised right now how many 1x4s I have still to this day. So right now in my collection, without me finishing sorting, I only have 1 918 brick and 1 924 brick. Now I do remember I completed all my sets that are in the box. So all my reconstituted ones, I'll have both sides of the numbers. So these are left over. Again, how I got an odd number, just what's going to happen. I am not going to bother ordering these off of Bricklink. They're just going to show up at some point. The 924 is busted. I did not bust it. I got it that way, but I didn't care. I think I got this one from the Brick Shack, the 918 brick. It was in the Brick Bar. Which is pretty awesome. Love these things. Only have one of those, so FX Star Patroller not in my near future. But I do have, and again, this is, and this is also slightly, you know, I'll say the sad bit overall. The arrows there. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, that's nice. Oh my goodness, look at all these things. So these are all the vertical arrows that I have, and that one's looking really, really bad. But still, these are the horizontal arrows I have. Yay! These are the 1x2s. These are the 1x4s. So I got all those. And this is my long stream of classic space logos on a 1x2 brick. Now, you look through them, and besides that one right there, which is pretty good, you can see, ooh, those are really bad. Fade. Really, they don't even hold together, they're so bad. So, I'll hold it vertically because it'll be better. That guy is barely even there. He's not bad. Some are okay, but most of them are faded to white, and some are really even missing. So when I reconstitute a set, I usually grab the best ones I can find. But that's just me. Other than that, one of these came in a few sets. This one only came in one set, and I have 1, 2, 3 of them. And I think I actually have 3 deep freeze defenders built. I may be wrong on that. I know I have 2, but I'm quite sure I have 3. But I can't build anymore because there's a lot of unique pieces in the deep freeze defender that I do not have. So that's not gonna happen. And again, we got the old classics, which makes me happy. What else? That's it. So I don't think I'm gonna reconstitute any classic space sets with the wing plates I just got because I am short those. Now, what I can do, and I was thinking about doing, put all this away, and it's going to depend on how many, I think it's going to depend on how many of these I have, because I know I was running out, but I do 1, 2, 3, 4, because I got a few used lots in the last couple of years, 5, 6, 7. I would not mind having at my disposal a fleet of 8, 9, 10. 10's good. I'm not going to build 10, but I'm going to build, and I don't know the set number off the top of my head. And you guys already know what the set I'm talking about. But it takes 2 of those and 2 more of those. And I definitely have all the rest of the pieces in abundance. So you already know where I'm going with this. So I am going to build a bunch of those. I'm probably going to turn my laptop right now. And I'm going to build a few. Because I think there is one in the layout. Because again, I wanted at least a representation of every single 3-digit set. I have the fuel tanks from the Alpha 1 rocket base. I used to have the vehicle, I was from the beta, I was from the command center, just a fuel truck. I have the fuel truck in the layout. I make sure it's there every time. The Galaxy Explorer, I have, of course, the Galaxy Explorer, but I also have the little building, the outbuilding in the layout. From the command center, I have the TV camera vehicle. So, I don't know what else to call it. It looks like a mounted TV camera from the 70s on the back of that thing. But just off the top of my head, I don't think that thing's made an appearance in a while. But I got the rocket launcher, I got the 886, I got the 885, I got the this one I'm just going to build here now. I have the tracking vehicle mobile tracking center. Was that a 3-digit set? You know, it's getting sad that I forget these numbers. I think the mobile tracking is a 3-digit number set. And it had the clear windshields, the clear shields. So I think, yeah, I have representation of every 3-digit set that's in there, because I like the 3-digit sets. And even though half the time I forget the set numbers. But that doesn't really matter much to me. I'm going to follow the rest of these things as well. And I'm going to meet my friend at the next AGM or something like that. I'm going to throw him some dineros. What would be interesting, I just thought about this, if anybody wants to respond to this email, and you saw what I have here, and what price would you pay for that? I will come up with my number, and I might do a video about it afterwards if everybody wants to respond as to what they think all those 37 and 23 gray plates, wing plates, and all the ones, how much would you spend for that? He's a friend, and so I do not mind. He's done me a whole bunch of favors over the years. He's the one that I got the plexiglass from for the layout, which is fantastic. I did pay for them, but I thought it was a very, very reasonable price that I paid for them, because I know how much plexiglass goes for. So I'm not out to shortchange anybody. I want to give them a fair number. And so you guys just let me know what you would have paid for those wing plate lots, this whole wing plate lot. In the interim, I'm going to build possibly 2 spaceships before I go to bed. So that's it. That's all. I want everybody out there to stay safe, take care. It's good to be back. I don't know how much I'm going to be back, because I got a very, very busy life in the next summertime, because we got a whole bunch of stuff to do. But I'll update when I can, and I'll keep you posted as to what's going on. So life is good here. I hope everything's going well with you guys. Take care.